Greetings and salutations, and this is Techrodon here, back with some more Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. And yeah, don't really got much to say here. We pulled the lever. They released the liquid.
Time to drill for some phase coins.
And now we can go that way. That I just narrated the scene. You're welcome, even though that really wasn't necessary. But yeah, we're not done with this planet. Yeah, we're not quite done with it yet. But after this, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure this is the video. No, it's either this video or next video that we go to my favorite level in the game.
Thank you.
I think it's the last. I think it's the next video, but we'll see. We'll see when we get there. We see when we get there. Okay, so let's go fight some goons for us. They're about to show up. Yep, there they are. Hey, buddy. I mean, I like fire as much as the next guy, but was that really necessary, my guy? Like, if people worked hard to build that platform, and you're just throwing fire at it, like, I'm just saying, people put in hard work to build that thing, and you just, like, you just don't care, my guy. You just went right for it. Oh, that was a close one. That was a close one. You just went right for it, my guy. I can't let that slide. On the flip side, I'm gonna shut up because I just did that, so I guess I know somebody out there's not gonna let that slide, so guess we're even. Guess we're even, my guy. I'm sorry, I'll take back what I said about the fire. At least you didn't ram into like something else because something that you obviously had to hit that was before it. Like that was literally on me. That was not the game design. That was on me. That thing, that purple crystal. I forgot what they called them. It's so obvious that like it's kind of my fault that I didn't hit it. Like it really is. That's on me. That's on me. But yeah, trying to think of the song of the day while we do this. We
are fast approaching the main
drill. Sorry, I know I'm a little crazy today, but you know, you get used to it. You'll get used to it.
Wow. It's
everybody else
has. Lifelong dream to operate a drill 100 times bigger than me.
Really?
I'm just joking.
That is very specific.
Gotta make myself laugh. You know, that's how I keep myself entertained enough to deliver good quality commentary. It's just to make myself laugh here and there. It helps keep me in a good mood, which is really good for the commentary, unless it's to a part where I need to be angry. But, you know. Haven't had a lot of those parts for this Let's Play in particular. Aside from me being angry from Paspy like once or twice by this point. Because Paspy made some dumb mistakes in this Let's Play. And this makes me regret recording my first run of this game. I should have recorded my challenge mode. But I feel like that would have been as interesting, because in challenge mode I just blaze through everything, because I already know how every fight goes. I already have like all the weapons in the game. It's like, and I have a lot of cheats unlocked, but I don't really use those. Honestly. I really don't. But yeah, kill this guy. Kill this guy. Bye, my guy. Bye, my guy. Guys, push over. Oh, look at this. Look at this boy. Look at this boy. This boy right here. This boy right here keeps falling back. Now, I say, right boy running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Oh, wait a minute. If anybody knows that reference, like, it's hilarious. It's kind of a dark joke in a way, but it's hilarious. But yeah, song of the day. I'm still thinking about that in the back of my mind while I'm talking, but I'm trying to think of the commentary at the same time, so it doesn't get boring. Oh, actually, I don't know the lyrics to this song, though. I really want this to be the song of the day, but I don't know the lyrics to it, because it just came out. So I'm probably going to do a different song, unfortunately. I'm going to probably end up doing a different song. So yeah, there's that. Wait. Who streams that was song? Okay, I know what the song is gonna be. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. While I kill these enemies at the same time. Today's song of the day is Heartbreak Anniversary by Gibeon. I really hope I'm not butchering that name. I've just never heard it said out loud. Just like the day that I met you, the day I thought forever, said that you loved me, and that it last forever. It's cold outside, like when you walk out my life, while you walk out my life. 'Cause I get like this every time. All these days I feel like you and me. Heartbreak Anniversary. 'Cause I remember every time. All these days I feel like you and me. Heartbreak Anniversary. Do you ever think of
We are not gonna die, blazing or otherwise.
It's a really good song. You definitely should go check it out.
That dropship.
But yeah, now that we got started the way, I can basically just focus on commentating over the gameplay for the rest of the video. So no more like, shouldn't be any like too many pauses and all that. We're fighting this thing, which is a pain in the ass. This thing's kind of a pain in the ass, let's be real. But yeah, let's get out of the way.
Dislodge it and stop the planet from shattering.
Normally I'd say that's against protocol, but this is a pre-post-apocalypse world we live in, so go for it!
Excuse me.
Then,
You heard that.
brace for impact.
Hello, it is your best friend. Jim, please do not die, as I deleted my sad noises suite as soon as we became best friends.
Not now, Jim.
I like how I sing a song, the song of the day, another song gets stuck in my head. The other song that got stuck in my head is actually the, for some reason I did like a different drum at first, but it just ended up turning into me imitating the song. But it's actually from a video game. It's the final boss theme from Crash Bandicoot 3 against Cortex and Uga Uga. But yeah. Yeah, the Negatron Collider, if you haven't paid attention to what I've said about it and how much I've been using it in the gameplay, it is my favorite weapon, and personally, in my opinion, it's the best weapon in the game. Yeah, I'm gonna shut up because cutscene.
Oh, no.
Well, maybe it's not as bad as it... I know this is gonna sound totally weird, but the Morts used to tell me legends about someone on Torin 4 called the Fixer. If it's broke, the Fixer'll fix it.
Then I suppose we should see if the legends are true.
I can't believe
Okay, yeah,
you
I'm pretty sure it is the next video, because this video we're going to see the Fixer, I believe. Unless I'm mistaken, I think we're going to see the Fixer.
If you are right,
I don't
and the
remember, because
Fixer
these
is able
videos
to
were
repair the
recorded like a
faceplate,
week ago at the time
we
we're
will
recording
have
this.
achieved the impossible.
So I don't remember which order I did these in, because some of these are kind of optional. Okay, another cutscene, time to shut up.
You hear that? That's the sound of me destroying lies. Dirty, filthy lies. They say this dimension is unstable. We're being sucked into a formless void. Ugh. False. You think otherwise? I order you to throw your eyes into the local incinerator because they are clearly malfunctioning. More importantly, the Lombax Vandals have not escaped. How could they if... Ah! I haven't even caught them yet, huh? You morons! Here. You want some truth? My Lombax bounty is now 27 squadrillion Nefarabucks. Just look at it all. So big, so real, so totally not made up. And it can all be yours when you catch those stupid Lombaxes!
It seems Dr. Nefarious will stop at nothing to catch us.
We better keep moving.
Yeah, normally I don't shut up for less important cutscenes like that, because yeah, it's kind of like saying that there's the bounty on Ratchet and Rivet has been like increased. And something I find kind of funny is that Nefarious knows Clank went to this dimension too, but he just doesn't care. He puts the bounty on Rivet and Ratchet, knowing damn well that Clank could stop him too. Like, does he not remember past games? Like, if you take the events of A Crack in Time and Up Your Arsenal, in both those games, Clank played a part in Nefarious being defeated. He did. He played a part in both those games of his defeat. So why does he not take priority? And I'm talking over this because technically this is not a very important cutscene, and I already had to shut up twice because of cutscenes. But
I also have a talent for
the thing I'm wondering is, why doesn't he take Clank seriously? If Clank has given him more trouble in the past than Rivet has. Like, he barely knows who Rivet is.
Let's get some phase quartz repaired.
Like, seriously. But anyway, that's actually not a complaint on the story, because I think this game's story and writing is pretty much flawless. This is probably the best the Ratchet and Clank series has ever been written. So it's not really a complaint on the story. It's more so just a missed opportunity, you know? Like, he could have, like, made a joke or something involving, like, Clank. Now, actually, something I do like in this game that's kind of a callback to Nefarious' first appearance is that I'm pretty sure everyone who's under Emperor Nefarious' rule, because in Nefarious City, everyone is robots. I think everyone under his rule is turned into robots, which is a nice throwback to Up Your Arsenal, Nefarious' first appearance, where he was originally had a prejudice against organic life forms. He called them squishies, but he originally had like a prejudice towards organic life forms, and part of the game had him turn some organic life forms into robots, including Skid McMarks and some of the people working for Nefarious in that game. And it's just like, I think it's a nice callback, because it seems like Emperor Nefarious, it doesn't seem like he has the same prejudice, which is probably good, because in this day and age, if that kind of plot was put into a game, people would probably get mad about it, because nowadays that kind of plot is apparently political and woke and all that, even though, no, that's not really what that is, because racism can exist in fiction too, and it doesn't have to be completely tied to reality, my guy. And on top of that, it's a real problem in the real world, so even if it was tied to reality, what's your problem with it? It's drawing attention to a problem. Like, I'm just saying. That's all I'm gonna say on that, because me personally, I don't like to throw my political views too much in my gaming videos, and I especially don't want to do it in this Let's Play, because this Let's Play is probably going to be my favorite that I ever do. That could obviously change, but this will probably be my favorite Let's Play that I'll ever do. And I don't want it to be riddled with like political views and stuff. I don't like getting political. I don't like watching the news. I just mentioned that because it was related to the topic that I was talking about before. But yeah, I'm pretty sure people in this day and age would be pissed off if like they portrayed Emperor Nefarious as prejudice against organic life forms, even though that is not at all connected to real life things. Because racism can exist in fiction as well.
You and Ratchet going to the Lombax
But, you know,
dimension?
it's whatever.
It is possible.
But yeah, it is kind of, although it doesn't seem like he is,
Wait, afraid?
it seems
Why
like
not
he's doing
It
what
is
the like a Nefarious would have originally
Hey,
done.
if he doesn't
It seems
wanna
like
go,
over time
I will.
Nefarious has like gotten over that because he doesn't. In a Kraken tie, he didn't really hate organic life forms. Hell, he had organic life forms working with him in a Kraken tie. Like he had Lord Vorsalon, although he's just a fish in a robot suit. The guy, or a fish head in a robot suit. Lord Vorsalon is still technically organic, and so are the 3 Valkyries that work for him in that game. And then in this game, he hired the Thugs for Less, who are, or not Thugs for Less, Goons for Less, who are organic life. And not once does he want to turn any of them into robots. So it definitely seems like he got over that, or maybe that hatred was just something he like realized was stupid. Because Nefarious, although he's a really goofy character, like he's a really, I wouldn't say goofy, he's a comedic character who isn't always like the wisest, but he is a mad scientist at the end of the day, so he does have a lot of intelligence. So it's not unbelievable that he would have just gotten over that between games. You know, because a guy with that much brains should be able to understand, oh hey, prejudice is not going to solve anything. It's just a terrible, ignorant thing to like have,
But there
and
is
it's
no
holding
way
me back.
to reach it.
Like, that's
Time to
not hard
improvise.
to like figure out for anybody with brains, you know? And yeah, I was gonna say I'm not talking about anybody in real life in particular, but you know what? If anybody watching this video has any prejudice against like sexualities, races, religions, anything like that, I'm sorry, but I'm sticking to my opinion. You're an idiot for like
I'm guessing it has
having
something
that.
to do with them all getting
Because
removed
honestly,
recently.
there's no reason you
Something
should
about
hate a group of
fractured
people like that. And I mentioned,
Oh,
I don't know if it was in a Spyro video or if it was in another Rift Apart video that came before this, but I did mention in one of my recent videos before this that I hate people who like generalize groups of
very
people,
impressive.
like such as races, sexualities, fan bases,
That was unpleasant.
religions, people who believe in a certain political views. I feel
Oh,
like
dear.
associating
This rail system
that
seems
group
exceedingly
with the
dangerous.
most toxic side of that group
It goes straight
is
to the
just
smelting
harmful, and I feel like too many
Afraid
people
we
do
may
it
end
these
up
days.
in a smelting
And it
pit.
feels like something you think we would have learned from, but no, it seems to be getting worse. And in that video, I used it. I'm pretty sure I used the Sonic fandom as an example because it's a less like political example. It's more harmless to mention, basically. But yeah, the Sonic community definitely has its toxic people, and I'm not gonna name any names, but I will at least say that like a Sonic YouTuber who's actually really good and tends to like acknowledge the negative while like not being toxic and like not assuming everything's gonna be bad is actually I'm really sure I'm getting his name right, but I recently subscribed to him because he's like the only Sonic YouTuber I could find who like who's honest and isn't just being toxic for the sake of being toxic. Yeah, I know toxic will probably get you more views, my guy, but I'm just being honest, I wouldn't want to go down that route. I'd rather be stuck on like no views at all than ever stoop to being toxic. I'm sorry. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's the Sonic Show. The Sonic Show. He's a great YouTuber. If you're a fan of Sonic games and you're someone who's sick of hearing about bitching and moaning about everything Sega does, like, I know Sega makes mistakes, and there's some things you have a right to bitch and moan about in terms of what they do, but, like, they find the toxic side of the community on YouTube, find the most stupid things to assume, not factually point out. They don't point it out as a fact. They assume and then act like it's a fact that it's a bad thing. And what I like about the Sonic Show is that he acknowledges when something's good, when something's bad, and when something's up in the air and not confirmed to be good or bad. Like, he acknowledges, like, he speaks facts.
Such power! Evil!
I'm not mentioning the toxic YouTubers I have in mind, because I don't want to throw shade at anybody. I don't want to have, like, be at war with anybody, even if I can't stand them. But, like, you probably know a couple of the ones I'm thinking about. If you're in the Sonic community and you watch Sonic YouTubers, you probably know a couple of the ones I'm thinking about. I'm only thinking about 3, but you probably at least know one of them. Because he's really infamous, but I'm not gonna say his name again, because I don't want to throw shame at anybody. But there's kind of a reason this guy is infamous, and I'm leaving him nameless because I don't want to throw dirt on the guy's name, even if I can't stand his ass. I'm not gonna throw dirt on the guy's name. I'm not gonna start a war or anything like that. I'm not gonna trash the guy by name, you know, because that's just disrespectful. Even if I don't feel like he deserves that. Even if I disagree with what he says and I think he's kind of an asshole, I don't think he deserves that, honestly. Like, I don't think anybody deserves to be called out like that unless they did something truly horrible. And the worst thing he's done is just said some toxic things. Which, yeah, is pretty bad, but, like, when I say done horrible things, I'm talking about, like, illegal things or, like, manipulating somebody or like doing something like RAPing somebody, like that kind of stuff, you know. I'm talking about like really harmful stuff, like way more harmful than just being toxic. If they do something like that, then yeah, by all means do it, but this guy, as far as I know, has not done stuff like that, and I'm not about to be the person who tries to claim he has, even though he probably has not. But yeah, the guy I'm talking about is just probably the most toxic of the Sonic YouTubers, and I did like watching him for a while, but because at one point I did agree with him, before the news about Frontiers started. Because before the news about Frontiers started, everything negative he said was basically fact. And I only watched him for a year or two before that, you know, I only watched him for a year or two before the Frontiers announcements and all that started, but when I did watch him, every point he had was pretty much valid. But then once Frontiers started like coming up, I realized that he isn't basically telling the truth. He's just saying negative shit for the sake of saying negative shit. And he just got lucky that he was right about so many things. Like, I realized that, and when I did, I was like, okay, no, this guy ain't it. I can't watch him anymore. Again, I'm leaving the guy nameless for a reason, and I'm not gonna give specifics on like who he is, because again, I don't want to start a war with anybody. If one of the toxic Sonic YouTubers is actually for some reason watching this, and you're assuming it's you, don't, because it's probably not. It's most likely not, because there's a lot of toxic Sonic YouTubers. And the one I named is the only one that I have a real big problem with. Like, I can't even stand to hear his name anymore, you know? But he's the only YouTuber where, when I hear his name, I, like, want to punch something. And it's because of how toxic he is. Like, he's the only YouTuber, and not just in the Sonic community, overall. Yeah, there are a bunch of YouTubers I don't like, but I don't hate them to that degree. Like, I've never hated a YouTuber as much as I hate this guy. And keep in mind, I used to love watching the guy I'm talking about. Like, his videos used to speak facts. But it just turns out those videos got lucky, or he got lucky because during the time he was talking about that stuff, it just so happened Sega was actually making bad moves. But ever since the Frontier stuff happened, a lot of stuff is ambiguous, and some things are actually good. So it's like, I don't know. Plus, in my opinion, I don't think you should judge a game harshly until it comes out. I don't think you should assume it'll be good either, but hey, if you want to do that, that's not really harmful to anybody else, so feel free. As long as you're not one of the people who will defend it to no end. But my argument is, I don't think you should really judge a game before it's out. Unless it's one of those games that like IGN or something will release like a half hour of gameplay. and like the gameplay is actually the final product and not like an earlier build, then by all means, judge it a little bit. And yeah, you can judge it a little bit, like the State Frontiers is in now. You can judge it a little bit off that too, negatively or positively. I'm just saying that until the game is out, you shouldn't like be like some of these people get like to the point where it feels like Sega fucking killed someone they cared about. Like that's how toxic some of them get. They get so mad like Sega killed a loved one or something. I'm like, damn, it ain't that deep. It's a gaming company who made mistakes. I mean, Bethesda does the same thing, and I don't see as much hate for Bethesda. In fact, I think Bethesda does worse than Sega. I'm gonna go come out and say it. I think Bethesda is dumber than Sega has been. Like their moves are dumber than Sega. And you wanna know why I think that? Because the last game they released that was good was Fallout 4, and before that, Skyrim. And both those games are still messy as fuck. Yeah, I love both those games. They're fun to play. But like, there's so many like glitches, bugs, like sometimes you can get stuck in places, sometimes you can like have hit detection problems. Now, these problems are rare, and you'll go a long time before you run into one. Not a long time, because a run of Skyrim or Fallout 4 is probably like 40 or 50 hours, depending on like what your goals for that run is. Like, yeah, it's pretty much like anywhere between 30 and 50 hours. But my point is, you'll run into them at least 10 times during your like one run, and a lot of them aren't really game breaking, and a lot of them won't really annoy you. They're just kind of messy feeling. And to give credit where credit is due, Sonic Forces may have sucked, but at least it wasn't broken as shit. At least Sega has gotten better about that since Rise of Lyric. At least they gotten better about that since Rise of Lyric. And yeah, I know Rise of Lyric was made by a different company, but no, if you blame Big Red Button for that, you're kind of an idiot. Because the whole reason that game came out bad was because Sega made them basically made them restart from the beginning like twice in the 2 to 3 year span they had to make the game. And on top of that, they rushed them. They rushed them the final time that it had to be out by the holiday season. And it seems Sega's definitely like learned their lesson. I know Sonic Colors Ultimate was a bit messy, even though the PS4 version has like no problems, and that's the version I played. It really don't. The PS4, the only problem you'll run into on the PS4 version, and this is coming from somebody who hasn't played the game in a while. Like, I literally finished my Let's Play of Sonic Colors Ultimate like a week after I got the game. So there's probably been fixes to fix the few problems that are on PlayStation, but on the PlayStation version, there's no issues whatsoever. And yeah, that was developed by a different company, and I do kind of blame Blind Squirrel for that one, even though Blind Squirrel also worked on the port of Borderlands to PS4 and PS5, and the Borderlands Game of the Year edition, or whatever it's called, I actually have it, is really good. I think how the Sonic Colors Ultimate came out is kind of both Sega and Blind Squirrel's fault, so that's something I'm not really counting. But it seems like they've learned in terms of like new mainline games, you know. But I am going to like end up the video here, so bye.